Down to the revolving account budget.
That's all with our budget, that's,
So why are they doing for the,
because that's by the gross basis, that's coming out of their revolving account.
So the ambulance
so we make
department,
suggestions for that?
No. No, she's
Just
just,
wondering. Okay.
when you've got your,
Oh, yeah. Warrant articles.
10 grand.
but that 10 grand comes out of the revolving account every year. It gets put in,
No, this comes from the town.
No,
There's no line for the revolving account here.
they would take the money out of the revolving account and put it in a special fund,
right, yeah,
and that's what they used
to,
to purchase the ambulance.
No, this is, goes on the warrant article to add $10,000 to the capital reserve.
So did we do two things?
I didn't think so.
No.
I
No.
don't think that's how the warrant articles have been written.
No, the 10,000 has been coming out of the revolving account and put into that CD.
That's something different.
No, I think they stopped that.
No,
Well,
Yeah,
it's been done for a long time.
This was on the warrant article last year, taking this from
And the year
taxation,
before.
and the year before taxation.
Here,
because
This doesn't come from a revolving account, it comes from taxation.
right, well, I'm just questioning why it's coming from taxation, because that was the purpose of the revolving account, was to
Yeah.
take $10,000 every year out of the revolving account and set it into the funds.
Originally, when the revolving account was set up, that was one of the arguments
Right,
for it.
I know since I started, they haven't done that, so I don't know what happened with that.
I didn't
I
get
don't
anything
remember.
from the treasurer regarding any CDs or anything, so whatever there is just a revolving account.
No, there's no, yeah, they
Yeah.
only have a revolving account.
Right,
They don't have
right.
any additional accounts.
No, this comes from taxation, goes right to it, there's a revolving account.
all right.
If that's what it's supposed to be, that's the way the warrant article needs to be written, but it doesn't, not to my recollection, that's not how it's
We
been
need to
done.
go and see
Yeah.
how that was originally
Right.
set up.
Yeah, and I can go down that rabbit hole, but if it's no longer existent. it's
What do you want?
no longer existent.
Yeah, they'd have to go back and do
Yeah.
another warrant article and make them do that.
Because it was part of the new ambulance fund.
It was part of the new ambulance?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
How does the warrant article for the, oh, that would have been in the 2022 one, not the 2023.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't look like we put any in last year, right? Did you see anything?
Right.
No, but my eyes aren't working too well.
Maybe last year they didn't ask for it because they actually had one.
Maybe they didn't ask for it because they were just purchasing the new ambulance, and maybe last year they didn't ask for it.
Yeah,
Didn't want it.
last year they didn't ask for it because they bought the new ambulance.
Right?
They didn't want it.
No.
People think they were trying to double dip us, so they didn't ask for the money. Yeah, but it's been written for multiple years to take this from taxation,
Here.
since I've been here.
Yep. Me too.
I don't know when it got discontinued, because they took taken 10,000 every year out of the account. And it got placed into a CD, and there was problems with it being placed in a CD, and then it got,
Yeah, I remember all kinds of problems with that.
Yes.
I was even told they don't even need the revolving account. They're taking the money from, I mean, they didn't need a capital reserve. You just take the money right out of it.
right, exactly.
Then there was a big deal because they were afraid that somehow they would be forced to spend it, so they, felt like if it was in the capital reserve, it was.
Right, but it was set up
Signed.
some way as time went on, because they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to take it, touch it if it was in the,
Right. something was gonna
Yes.
happen,
Yeah.
it was gonna be detrimental.
Is that maybe how this second section of their budget came to be with the revolving account? Checking off certain things from the regular budget, so that way the books were cleaner for us, and the warrant article could just be the way it is, and money goes from taxation rather than going towards the budget.
No, it's just that Dottie wanted the money to be used from the revolving account as much as it could be.
Right.
I understand that, but what Dottie wants and what the DRA says can be done might not
Oh, I
always
see
be the
what you're
same.
saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, I'm just throwing out wild guesses.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that a good warrant for
Well,
making checking and then stuff out there, on their revolving account?
yeah, you definitely wanna talk to Kathy to find out
Right, that's something
how
that we
everything
need to.
evolved to what it is
Yeah.
today.
But for our part of that is over.
So are you keeping that 10 grand then?
Well,
For the
What?
capital reserve, or?
that's something that we have to discuss at this time until the warrant articles come.
Right, we don't need this.
Doesn't hurt to kick the tires on it though, yeah,
No,
if you got
right.
things to say about it, just,
Yeah.
so the budget committee has an idea too, of what's gonna maybe come down the pike.
Yes.
You guys good for that?
Yeah. Oh, you're in the bathroom?
Well,
Go to the bathroom, you got like
just
10
figured
minutes.
if you guys were good.
Go to the
Oh
bathroom,
my god.
You ain't going
Like
fast
a
enough.
sticker,
get a whip.
wet noodle. Doesn't leave a mark.
So it doesn't hold up newspapers.
Catherine? Can you answer my questions on the note I passed on the table? Please?
Question.
The ones I wrote, so I wouldn't have to yell at you while everybody else was trying to talk.
I also was question.
Oh,
The written on that.
oh, I didn't see it, thank you. Okay, thank you.
I'll go into more detail, but that's a quick answer.
Sure, absolutely, thank you. It just occurred to me while Jeffrey was sitting there, that if we, it just occurred to me while Jeffrey was sitting there that if we wanted to.
Well, I'm not hearing much of anything that's going on. Nor am I.
There's a lot of mumbling, it's really hard to, I'm sitting as
Yeah.
close to them as I can, and I
Yes,
can
it's
hardly even
very
hear
American.
them.
Alright.
Yes, you will. Sounds like the furnace.
You said something about bathroom break, no, it's snack break.
Right?
Bathroom break.
Just wanted to remove that black out.
Shoot, you started?
What?
Yeah, everyone's gotta get up.
Well,
Use your tiny bladder.
it's okay, we usually have to go through this often. Sun was like beating it down on me. I'm gonna have to sit over here. I don't know what
Okay, that clock. Did somebody give that to us? Or did somebody buy that?
It didn't brought it in,
Oh.
I think.
It's a beautiful clock, I cannot read the time from here, with that picture behind it. It's,
the numbers, the way it's cute, they blend right into the design.
between the glare from the lights and the picture and the.
The brown and it goes into the white.
Yeah,
Some kind of sticks out.
Yeah. I paint some glow-in-the-dark paint on the tips of the.
Oh, I don't have one for me.
Oh my God.
Watch that.
Careful. No breaking ankles
I'll try not to.
until after Saturday.
I won't do it then either.
You can tap like in your
And then I
ankles.
get to go for a ride if I do it after Saturday. Is that what
Yeah,
you're talking about?
yeah. Although it'll be a couple months, so
Yeah, I'll have to wait.
after Saturday in a couple months.
Okay.
Nice.
How's that?
Thank you.
Welcome.
This is a little bit right here though.
Move it over.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Or you can rotate it so next to leave.
I'll slowly rotate with the sun.
Bless you.
Just gonna keep spreading out further and further. By the end of the day, you guys will have to set up another table.
I'm trying to stay in my lane.
Which department just needs a wet noodle?
So I get a welfare.
Do you get a welfare?
What do you do? Oh, cemetery?
Cemetery. Cemetery then welfare. Why you don't have them? Or you mean for me to pass? Don't give her your stuff because hers isn't filled
I do
in.
have extra if
I
needed.
just
Yeah,
went
I
through
think
my
we're good.
stuff. This
Thanks.
is all I have that I haven't used.
These are the ones I printed by accident without the request in, because I got everything so late and then somebody called me and was talking to me on the phone while I was trying to print.
What happens is that?
Just
Did
kidding.
they ask me lots of questions?
Just kidding. So that's why I was giving them to her, because she was supposed to have brought her own. So don't give her yours. That's what I was saying.
Mm. Hello, everybody. We're having a break. We're all eating.
You know what? That one should be right, actually. I probably don't have extras of
What
that.
should be right?
I don't have that, because that was, because welfare's the very last one I printed out. So it should be right, because I figured it out by then, before that.
Not much has changed in this.
Yeah. I didn't reprint that one.
Hey, wait. Is it okay if somebody comes says hi to you?
Sure. Who?
Go on.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
I printed them before I.
Run like a bunny.
Had
Go
them
on,
all,
go
so
on. You said you can go on.
not even tasted this part. I can tell you the whole long story later, but if you give her doors, you don't have these numbers. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh.
Optimus Prime.
That's why I said, take yours back, give her the crappy one, because she didn't write down what she was supposed to.
Punish her. We'll just give her.
Well, that's not a punishment, it's, you said you would take care of yourself and you didn't, so
Yeah,
this is
sure.
what you get now, sorry. You did good.
Only one issue. He put his fifth wheel on backwards. He put his fifth wheel on backwards. You can't attach to a trailer like that.
I feel you, kid. I have no idea what you're talking about either. Wow.
That fifth wheel is backwards.
Okay. Oh, that.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
But I can't come to the trailer.
Does it come with a trailer?
There's no write-up for cemetery or wealth, I know, there's no narrative.
You need a trailer?
No,
Looking
it's
for
for my
it, so.
birthday.
Okay.
And it's not
When's your birthday?
at church. At
The
Not
date.
where.
When were you born?
Exactly.
4/4?
4/4.
April.
How old are you going to be this year?
Almost able to drive. Another year, you can drive.
Another year.
I'll be driving a cart, hopefully, this coming year, so.
You got a tractor? You can drive a tractor.
Daddy have one with me actually.
You can drive it.
You can see me.
Okay, then, baby.
Okay, we gotta get going.
Okay, Nathaniel, grab your stuff. Go back and sit quietly, please.
Okay.
Guys, let me know which one we're starting with.
Cemetery.
Okay.
Cemetery and welfare, and he wants to get and these sheets are updated through September.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Start right with the,
There we go.
Thank
Turn your back
You're
to-
welcome. Huh?
Just turn your back to Sarah.
Well, no, it's,
Kind of sideways.
Reject, just reject, that's all.
it's just, I think she didn't know.
$1,000 for a stipend.
Yes. The cemetery trustees and I, along with Ed, actually talked about before it was even budget season, about how much he gets, and he said 500. The amount of work Ed does, I think that is way less than what he actually puts the time and effort into. Especially this past year, he was using some of his equipment. As you can see, he did spend money to get new equipment. Before that happened, he actually had to run his own tractor. He actually had to have a unplanned meeting to actually purchase. So I'm asking for 1,000 because his time is worth it, and we want to keep him. He's very knowledgeable in what he does.
So you guys are purchasing a tractor?
We already purchased the equipment. Not a tractor though.
No,
It was a push mower, right?
push more.
Well, you say you had to use his tractor, so we just purchased it.
He had to use his equipment, so lawnmower, I don't know if it was his driveway lawnmower or push lawnmower, but it was his private stuff that he actually let me know, and we had to have an emergency plan meeting to address that. He said it couldn't wait because the equipment died. And he can talk more about the equipment as he manages that. If there's questions about the equipment.
Well, I certainly understand what you say. I know it does a lot down there. It's been doing it for a long time, so it's pretty much invaluable.
Yeah.
If somebody else were to try and take his place,
I would be shocked.
I'd be surprised if they could. On the other side of the coin, that's double
work, he's very knowledgeable. If,
And he's been
Got it.
consistent over the years. Cemetery trustees come and go,
Yep.
but Ed's always there,
correct.
so.
And if unfortunately something happened to Ed, I don't see anybody of my generation or younger signing on for a $500 stipend. Not in today's economy. They probably laugh at you and move on.
That's probably true. So, I know
And,
raising stipends like that's huge,
Mhm.
that amount of increase. But I hear what you're saying about what Ed does, and I know from my experience that he's been doing it forever. And he is, like I've said all those things already, he's the one stable, consistent, not that other people aren't stable that are on the cemetery, don't get me wrong, but he's there all the time. And he's been there through all these different transitions, so.
and
Well, Ed's the only one in the cemetery that comes and goes.
how long have you been
Very good.
Ed, for people that don't know, how long have you been sexton? Roughly.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say at least 15 years, if not longer.
Since after Sandy Pearson, right?
Oh, God. So it's gonna be 20-something years.
Nineties, since the nineties.
Who was previous to you?
Yeah, Sandy Pearson.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so that's gonna be close to 30 years.
Yep.
Yep.
Have you ever asked for a stipend increase?
No,
So
We
you
gave
never
him
got an
one or
increase over 15 years?
past trustees have, raised it, but then it goes right back down.
It was a while ago.
I mean, it's been tried to be raised before and it failed? or-
Amy and I raised it once or twice. It was next to nothing forever.
Yeah.
We bumped it up to 500. And I think that was too incremental. If I remember, it was $100 one year and then $100 like 2 years later or
No, there was,
something.
one year, you bumped it up, $1,000 one year.
No, we didn't. Oh. There were a few years we did, we gave him a temporary stipend of like $1,500 because we had no employees. He did all the work all
Right.
year, but because you can't take a stipend and a paycheck
Right.
to do the same job,
You made it a
we
stipend.
made it a temporary stipend
Right.
bump. Yes, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll go 1,000, I'll double that.
His work is invaluable, and
Yeah, I know
if
it
we
is.
need to replace him,
It's gonna be impossible.
right, especially with the knowledge.
We're gonna try to get the graves in a straight line. It's like a drunk person saying, grave sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a project we were working on. It was.
Yeah.
Jay and I were working on it.
Yeah, $1,000.
Okay.
Equipment, I'll have no problem keeping it 500.
Especially since we're not looking of replacing anything, because we did that all last year.
Wages, probably stay the same. We'll stay what the request is,
Yeah,
10.5.
it's hard to find people, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
What was that, Lee? What did they request?
10.5, 10,500.
And the reasoning behind that is employees can go to Walmart and get, or McDonald's and put burgers for $18, $15.
But they drive somewhere to do that,
Yeah.
and you have to be in West Lebanon.
And wear a
Till
uniform
all
and
day.
budget.
They also get benefits too.
Yeah.
So we're competing with that.
Fuel. I have no problem with 250.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Miscellaneous repairs and supplies. You actually dropped it down to 900. Which I have no problem with.
Yeah, you've only spent 250.
We also got new equipment as well.
Guess they shouldn't have to.
So,
So that covers weed whacker trim. Rollerblades.
Blades, oil, the change,
Stable for the winter.
yeah.
yeah,
That also includes the material for stone clean and for the volunteers that clean the stones.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nope, 13,150.
Can I ask what, under the amount spent column, you have $3,633? What is that?
That's supposed to get moved over.
Heather, I think that's supposed to be for 2025, right? That's what you're gonna be requesting in 2025.
Those
It's not
gross
what
bases.
you're requesting for this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the request.
Okay, that's supposed to be moved over.
Yeah,
So you're
sorry.
anticipating $3,633 in perpetual care funds?
That is sitting with all the hard work that you did, and then the lawnmowers, that is what I came up with, the raw number that happened this year.
So
But
the
this
gross
is-
basis is perpetual care funds. That's what you
Right.
get from the trustees of the trust fund for
Correct.
perpetual care.
Correct.
You're expecting $3,633 is what you're saying.
That's what we spent this year, is what I came up with.
What you spend, what you can get isn't the same though.
What, so, it can kind of help me out, because with all the information that I got from your volunteers, and with all the workers,
Right, what she did was she took all the figures and not knowing what the amount from the trustees is.
Because you're not gonna get $3,600 in perpetual care. That much money's just not even there.
well, I know we didn't ask for anything last year.
Well, that's
And
your
that
gross
doesn't
basis.
matter. That doesn't matter. That means you lost it. That means you lost that opportunity. You don't get to double. That's not how the trust funds work.
I just know with the employees that we had, and the hard work again that you did, and doing all the hours, timing the base rate, that's the total I got. So even if we get 1,000, we're trying.
But isn't the gross basis what you pay out of your own funds?
No. Technically, I mean, it's, the gross basis means that there's revenue coming from somewhere other than the tax base.
Right.
And that's
That's,
what-
and that's any budget that has any money coming from
Yeah.
anywhere else. So yeah, so this is from
But it's what
perpetual
they're-
care funds. I mean, what did we normally average? $1,000, 1,200 on a good year? If we,
It varied depending on.
depends on what the economy is and what got done,
And
yeah.
3 bearings for the perpetual care is, from my understanding from Ed, is very particular. They want to know how many minutes and how many seconds and what
No,
equipment.
they
it's used. They don't? Oh.
I've got spreadsheets I gave you guys. It's all the formulas are in there.
I know, it's super.
Yeah.
But I got the math in front of me and all the hard work in the emails that you sent, and the timesheets to reflect. So even if it's just 1,000 we get from perpetual care, that's something. I mean, there's some perpetual care accounts that's never been touched as well.
So you're only going to be getting just over 9,000 from the town?
Total from taxation, I get 13,115.
When you put that gross basis in there, it brings it down to, on your request, 9,517.
Yeah, we get the 3,000. That makes sense.
And then I heard Cindy say that it's $1,000 on a good year. Is what
Generally,
you
yeah,
actually
you're lucky
got.
year.
Yeah, so
If
you
you
like,
can get like 1,200 in interest that you can justify taking out, that's generally a good year. And I don't know, the economy's not been that good this year, so.
So if I were to plug in 1,000 in that spot, it would
You're
go
right,
to
it's
12,000.
That's true,
Right this
that's
year.
true.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it should be.
Yeah, actually looking at things, we haven't really done that bad. Right, Catherine? Trust funds have grown pretty well this year, interest-wise?
I'm sorry, I'm very out of it because I maybe this is out there. I should probably just go home.
Trust funds have done rather well this year.
What?
The trust funds have done rather well this year.
We've been honest and been good trustees and we've done what we've been told, so as far as I can see, we've done okay. We don't usually pass judgments or we're asked to pull money and take money out. I haven't got any particular gripe about anything that's happened. It seems to be very orderly.
based on what's happened so far this year, I'd say it'd be, you're looking at 1,000 to 1,200 if that's what you've been getting in the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
on a good
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
This looks like a good year, so I'd say you get about that, so
yeah.
probably the 3,600 here is,
Gonna hurt you more than it's running out.
yeah,
Yep,
that's,
so we can easily do the 1,200, I'm fine with that.
I would do
It's
that.
just, with what I had and work with, that's the number I
Yeah,
got.
that's fine. But we want you to.
Oh, yeah, no.
That you need, so we feel better.
Not offended.
No, when it
With the
was
1,200 put in, that brings the total to 11,950.
A little bit more than last year.
Not bad, pretty good.
Yep.
And he gave the sexton a raise on top of that.
1,200.
What was the total?
11,950.
Yeah,
And
so it's
that's
still
with-
13,150 on top, then 1,200, and then 11,950.
Yeah. Okay. Nice job. You get to do two budgets, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this year it is.
Rounding money too. Welfare.
And nice job on the welfare too.
Thank you. Again, a reminder, the welfare budget is for emergency purposes only, it's not long-term. We continue to do referrals to the state and other organizations that have more funds. So when you look at the number, keep in mind it's short-term. It is not meant to maintain an individual. With that said, it's not meant to maintain, but if they're applying to get assistance, that's still considered an emergency situation that we have to provide the assistance. As long as they're meeting all the requirements to continue to maintain and get that assistance.
Yeah, I understand. So it won't be a drive-up window for the future.
No, it hasn't been for a long time.
Yeah.
I know
Done
Cindy
a
was
really good
not.
job all going on that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, you've held the line over the years,
Mhm.
and again, you have too, so that's,
Yeah, and Cammie as well, she's a wonderful deputy. She actually covered me when I was sick a couple weeks ago.
so it's the type of thing, once again, you don't know who's gonna have an emergency going into 2025,
Correct,
so you can only estimate as best you can.
correct.
And so, I personally don't have a problem with the whole request.
Me neither.
I just have one question on that, the burial. I know that years past, there was a limit on that for what the town would pay for a burial.
So that was actually a specific and rare occurrence. So what happened was this woman was in a nursing home and left. And the nursing home sent them to Rikers, which then Rikers sent the son to Lebanon's welfare and was like, oh, you live in Grafton, you need to go to Grafton. Riker already was taking care of his deceased mother. They were very close, they lived in the same house, and he then came to me, so it was already established in Rikers, and he was looking for money, he was worried about it, and you just know what? You just lost your mom, I understand that it's a lot, but instead of putting him through, you know, the rigmarole, which Riker along with Lebanon was doing, it's like, you know, it's a little over my budget, but you know what, it's done. And the odds are we don't get a lot of burials. So that's why that, and also keep in mind, a crematory is 1,700. And that's average across the board. So even with the $2,000, if we had a individual cremated, it was 1,700.
Right, versus 29.
Right. But it still would have wiped out my budget either way. 29, instead of having him struggle and, you know, be beside himself, he also had medical issues, and I knew both of them before because I came in and needed assistance with filling out paperwork. So,
Every case is different.
right.
You have to listen to what the
Right.
details are.
And you gotta have the human aspect. Yes, it's 2911, the odds are we don't get a lot of burials, it was a rare case. You know, instead of him being beside himself and having a body somewhere and not taken care of,
Right.
it was best just to get it done.
So was this put on, as a lien on the homeowner?
Yes.
Alright. Yeah.
Can I ask, when did the stipends increase? And
Last
who
year.
approved that?
Last year. Tammy gets 750, I asked for 1,000 last year. Budget and the select board approved at 750.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the reasoning behind that is there is a conflict with me with one of the individuals we helped last year who came from Canaan. I helped the welfare director with this case, and she came to town and asked for assistance, and due to the conflict, I worked with the welfare director in Canaan. Cammie took point on managing that individual's case, and she did a very good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're just gonna keep everything the same.
Yeah.
No changes?
No changes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Brian? Who's the next one?
Let's go break.
It's break time.
And the planning board, which I'm not sure if they're gonna show up.
Angus said, see you tomorrow. So,
We'll see about that.
Heather, everything that I tried to hand off to Diane Burrington for the cemeteries, I either emailed directly to the cemeteries at townofgrafton and east.com, emailed from the cemeteries at townofgrafton.com to the cemeteries at Grafton, so there was no way it could get lost. Or I sent links to my personal Google Drive where those documents still reside.
Okay.
So all of that, there should be access to all of that. She would never sit down with me to look at anything.
Okay.
So that was the only way I could figure out how to get information on it.
Okay, I'll look and see if it's in our email. If not, I'm willing to get it together for future reference. Because I was just trying to figure out the numbers and go off the edge. It's like, yeah, they down to the T, and it's like, okay, well, the only thing I can go off of is,
Yes.
you know, the days and hours that you put the hard work in,
There's,
and then, you know,
no,
figure
there are
out how many-
spreadsheets for all of that. And I always kind of guesstimated actually the stone cleaning time, because I knew because I was there doing it.
yeah.
If you look at Crypt Keeper, there's pictures of every single stone we did.
Mhm.
So if you
Yeah, I
wonder,
got the.
if you wonder like, is that a huge stone or did that take 5 minutes or did that take an hour? You know, you can kind of guess from the look at the pictures.
I was able to pull out your report, which was very nice.
Awesome, good.
And it's like, okay, that's Alpha Patrol, and then it's like, okay, how can, and yeah. Okay. But thank you, you're welcome.
All right, Leaf needs to put
Have
it
a nice rest of the day.
You're on Saturday?
I know it's driving me nuts.
Saturday. What time is it gonna happen down there?
I don't know. Are you coming tonight's meeting?
Is it meeting tonight?
Ambulance.
Did I miss the fire department meeting?
No,
last
that's
time?
next week.
Thanks
one
for
of those
reminding me. I'll do
problems.
my best to be there.
Yeah.
It's a long haul today, so.
It is, but you know, you can kind of have fun.
Okay.
See who shows up for
That's
the ambulance.
6:30.
Yes, yeah.
6:30.